Hello, I'm Betsy Cooper, a member of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap. The League of Women Voters does not support or oppose candidates, but works to provide information about the candidates and issues before the voters. We are interviewing the candidates that will appear on your primary ballot, which you should receive in the mail about mid-July. In this interview, we are asking 3 questions, and the candidate will have 90 seconds to answer each question. To get started, though, let's get to know Ben Anderson. Ben, you have 90 seconds to introduce yourself and tell us why you've chosen to run for the office of Bremerton School Board Position 5.
Great. Well, first, thanks for having me here. Again, my name is Ben Anderson. I was born and raised here in Bremerton after graduating Bremerton High School in 1998. From there, I had a drive to serve my country and join the U.S. Coast Guard and graduated from the Coast Guard Academy in 2002. I served 10 years active duty, traveling around the world, and then I shifted to the reserves for the next 10 years after then retiring in 2022. In about 2011, I joined the family business, Art Anderson Associates, engineering firm in downtown Bremerton. And since then, I've taken over as president and CEO, and my wife and I purchased the company several years ago, and we run it together with about 35 employees, again, here in Bremerton. We raised 3 kids in the Bremerton School District, 1 at each level, 1 high school, middle school, and 1 at Crown Hill. And we're both very active in our community and within the schools, volunteering on many different levels. I guess just in general, I've always been very proud of where I grew up. I'm a big Bremerton cheerleader about my community, and of course the school district that supported me and got me to where I am today. My family and I are big supporters just in general of the school district. We held up signs for the levy, we donate, and we attend sporting events. We always speak very highly of the school district when talking with our friends and other family members. Even with all this kind of positive talk about the district, I still believe there's room for growth and improvement, and that's really why the reason why I threw my name to run for this position.
Thank you, Ben. Now for our first question. What is your view of the role of the school board and its members?
Yeah, well, ultimately our role is to, represent our constituents in the Bremerton School District area, to provide a goal of, the best educational experience for all children. I kind of break this down to 3 different areas, and the school board policy does kind of direct what the roles are as well. But one is we have 1 employee. We hire the superintendent, and our job is to oversee their operations and make sure that they're doing their job. 2, and maybe most important, is really to set the vision and the goals for the district. And this should be in a combined effort with not just the board and the staff, but also the community. I think the board recently did that. I know they recently did that with the strategic plan a year ago. And it really that creates an ultimate environment where the children have, the opportunity to get the maximum potential. And one of the 3rd main goals, or not goals, but objectives of the board is to provide financial oversight. And this is a pretty challenging one at the moment, given our current state, with funding concerns and declining student enrollment and costs going up. So those 3 main goals, they all include community engagement, keeping people accountable, and making sure decisions that are made are really in the best interest of all kids.
Okay, thank you. On to the second question. How do you plan to communicate and engage with parents and the community to learn their views and concerns?
Yeah, this is a great question. Before I was selected to fill a void in the board in February, I had the same kind of question in my mind. It really is a challenge to communicate to the public when not all the public communicates on the same stream. The website is probably the easiest way to provide information to the community. Most people have access to that. However, the website can be kind of cumbersome and challenging to find information that you really are looking for, and it's not very personable. There are updates there about our strategic plan, so it is a great source of information. Board meetings are a great way to communicate and to have your voice heard. Those can be attended in person or via Zoom. Parent Square is another tool that all parents have. However, obviously, all the constituents don't necessarily have children within the school district. What I would really like to set up this next term as a board member is a way for us to communicate future problems to the constituents so that there's time to communicate what those challenges are, to get input from the community, such that when decisions are made, there's some background information that has been provided to everybody, and it's not just an all of a sudden decision that people are shocked by. And those can be held in different forums, by meetings, quarterly meetings, so that people can come and talk to board members, share their thoughts, and make sure that we're as close to the same page as we all can be on any given issue.
Okay, thank you. Now our final question. The district recently hired a new superintendent. What type of goals would you propose for them, and how would you hold them accountable?
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting process to be part of the selection of a new superintendent. It was new for me. I've hired a lot of people in my time as an employer, but this is a pretty important decision, so I did not take it lightly. First, I'll start by saying I'm pretty optimistic. I'm very optimistic about Dr. Slade McSheehy. His personality and his past experiences and successes, I think, line up well with what Bremerton needs. One of my primary goals for Dr. McSheehy as he comes in here is really raising the overall academic performance within the school district. This includes everything from grades to state test scores to graduation rates. But in order to get to that point, I think there's a lot of smaller goals that need to be accomplished simultaneously. Higher attendance rates, better alignment of academic curriculums, and in my opinion, better communication between the district staff and the school buildings to really address some of the needs that I see needed. Our strategic plan also is a good tool to be used. Dr. McSheehy had great success at Vashon Island implementing his strategic plan there. So not only do we need to address those 4 goals in the strategic plan, but we need to communicate that back, the successes and the failures that the district's having to the community. So that's another stepping point. But in general, I think it's going to take him some time to see what's needed. He's going to have to spend the first several months observing and not just taking feedback, but watching and seeing what he thinks needs to be addressed. I think that's going to take some time. And of course, accountability is key. This needs to be done with regular updates, trackable metrics, and some action plans for those areas that we think he needs to address.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ben Anderson, for running for this office and sharing your views. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap, thank you for watching, and please share this video. Don't forget to return that ballot by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, August 5th.